Switch was a very underwhelming announcement. What were you expecting from the Switch 2 announcement as well? What were you expecting it to be? It's a beefed up, more powerful version of the Nintendo Switch. You do know that Sony has been doing this for a while. Is PlayStation 2 an underwhelming console? Is PlayStation 3, 4, 5? But again, it's okay when Sony does it. I think we're going to have a new term here. It's okay when Sony does it. I was really hoping the weeks were red hell. Nintendo still has some creativity left. Oh yes, Nintendo does not need to be the most creative company in the world. Okay. Also, they don't have to be creative with the consoles. They can be creative with the games they come out with. That's what people care about is the games. Okay. The Wii was my least favorite console, and it's considered the most innovative Nintendo console ever. Why is the Wii my least favorite console? Because guess what? Every game had forced motion controls, and I didn't like it. I know lots of people didn't care, but I didn't like the Wii. I don't like motion controls. I think they're stupid. I think they're what's the word? They're clunky. Okay, clunky, tedious. And the mouse functionality of the Joy-Cons just don't live up to the previous consoles in terms of new stuff. It feels like a DS to 3DS and a Wii to Switch. The reason why they had to switch up with the Switch was because of how poorly the Wii U was selling. Nintendo wanted to say, hey, why don't we have one console? Okay, like Sony and Microsoft have. We have handheld and consoles, but we don't have both handheld and console. Okay, and the Switch was a genius idea. You can have both. You can have both handhelds and consoles and one console. It was a genius idea. And the Nintendo was like, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change it. It's a common, terminology. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what Nintendo is doing. And these people are just having these meltdowns over it, which I find is the most ridiculous thing ever. Okay? I said the Nintendo Switch 2 was a very safe name, and it was going to be the most likely name for the console. As well, Sony has been doing this since PS2. Okay? Why don't they call it PlayStation? Why don't you go to PlayStation and tell them, hey, why don't you call PlayStation 6 like an actual creative name? Okay? As well. Okay? And, yeah. That's what's this video here. So, the Nintendo Switch 2, obviously, this feels more contentious to free. And also, the 3DS was pretty successful as well. Despite the 3DS having abandoned third-party support very quickly outside of Japanese developers, the 3DS was actually a pretty successful console. Okay? It didn't sell as well as the DS did because Nintendo kind of dropped the ball for a lot of the 3DS releases. Okay? And the reason why the DS sold so well is because of the quality of games the 3DS had. All these amazing titles like New Super Mario Bros. DS was pretty cool. Pokemon Diamond Pearl, even though they have aged quite poorly for Pokemon titles, you had tons of quality games at once. And the 3DS had meh titles, which is why the 3DS underperformed so easily. Goodbye.